team.
Ready to go, DJ Karstensen, Gregory Nixon, Darren George, our three-man officiating crew, and it's the Buffaloes that have the game's first possession. Hammond fires across quick up top for Akimovsky. Onchik passed up the open three, and it's kicked out of bounds. Kicked there by Lawson Lovering. So they'll reset the shot clock to 20. Lovering, who played a couple of years at Colorado, playing against his old team tonight here for the Utes. Rodchik from the left elbow. We'll look at the starting five tonight for head coach Craig Smith. Wallin left a little bit short, crashing in is Lovering, and he's fouled underneath the bucket.
Both teams early getting great looks, just short arming them. First team foul back for the Buffaloes.
Trevor Baskin picks up the Buffaloes foul. Lovering, who is a 41% free throw shooter on the season, misses the first. Coach Craig Smith, season number 4 for him. Or Smith, 3 seasons up the road in Logan, Utah, Utah State. Went to the NCAA tournament all 3 years with Utah State.
Craig Smith, just such a high energy coach. You know, we had the pleasure of talking with him today, and he sees a lot. He knows how to motivate his players, and he is locked in from the tip to the final bell.
Ezra Asar picked up the Utes foul. Trying to rebound that free throw miss, and there's Asar showing his defense as he blocks it out of bounds off the hands of Dak.
Great second effort. You get beat on the cut, but you don't give up on the play. Good timing, able to make the block without committing the foul.
It turns into Utes ball. Mike Shar jumps. Wallin brings it into the front court. By the way, 10th block of the season for Asar. Gabe Manson, the leading scorer for the Utes at 15 a game. Handoff, Shar jumps, 5 to shoot. Lovering underneath. Asar double team, but able to find a crease and lay it in from the right side to open the scoring.
Asar, a physical guard. Kind of a combo. When you look at his size, he can play the 2, 3, or 4 with ease, and right there, no trouble scoring in the paint.
Andrei Akimovsky, native of North Macedonia. Dak doubled in the corner. Across to Hammond, catch and shoot 3 on the way. Underneath on the deck, grab by Baskin, able to get his own miss. Akimovsky 3. Colorado shooting about 34% from beyond the arc this year.
Yeah, they lost 3 players to the NBA, and your offense drastically changes. Shots aren't so easy to come by.
Yeah, you lose KJ Simpson, Tristan Da Silva, Cody Williams. That's quite a trio that they saw go to the league.
Both teams looking to rotate over, but right there in a crowd, just goes up strong off the glass. Solid play right there.
Lovering right back at the line.
The big fella's going to have to get in the gym, improve on his free throw shooting. When you're the inside presence, you're going to be getting a lot of the contact and getting to the line. 40% is not going to get it done.
Tad Boyle, season 15 for him. And Lovering has missed 4 free throw attempts here inside the first couple of minutes. Colorado's missed their first 4 from the field. Dak. Trevor Baskin in the lane. It's out for Hammond. Slid a little bit, but maintained the dribble. Baskin launches another 3. And Usar able to collect the rebound.
Colorado yet to connect, but it's kind of what we were talking about with Coach Boyle today. He feels like the guys are still in a good mindset.
That's a lot easier than the free throws.
Hey, if you can do that, you don't got to worry about free throws. Nice take by Lovering. Colorado kind of falling asleep on the weak side defense. Can't let the big man roll all the way to the basket.
Baskin searching. And Rancic cutting towards the hoop, but now Hammond with 11 to shoot. Julian off the glass, too strong.
Going back to talking with Tad Boyle, just felt like the team's margin for error was so thin. We talked about turnovers being an Achilles heel for this team, and right now, you get lucky on a missed layup, but just the defensive intensity.
Yakimovsky trying to take it to the rim, does so and lays it in, and after missing their first 6 from the field to start tonight, get their first field goal.
He's another really good offensive player, and they want him to be more aggressive.
Yakimovsky averaging 10 points a game. Nobody there. That's the first Utes turnover. Comes just about 4 minutes into the game. Austin Lovering, who's from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Mentioned he played at Colorado his freshman and sophomore years for Tad Boyle and the Buffaloes. Now in his second season with Utah. Back there, knocked down on the screen, and a Utes foul is going to go against Wallin. Jake Wallin, sophomore, picks up his first.
And I don't know if you're Colorado, I don't know if you want that foul. You're about to get a wide open three, and they take it off, blow the whistle, and now they'll get a sideline inbounds.
Lovering and Sharp Jumps check out. You see Miro Little is checked in along with Zach Keller for the Utes. Hammond closely defended there by Little. Julian stops on a dime, kicks it to the corner. A catch and shoot three. Rancic a miss. Baskin had the rebound and able to pull it away. Impressive rebound by Trevor Baskin. Underneath for Dak, had to come to the pass and then throws it into the backcourt. It's Baskin, once he picks it up, that's an over and back. Baskin trying to sell that Little touch that first, but
guys are getting looks a completely different way than they were just last season. And that includes Gabe Madsen for the Utes, a sharpshooter. They're trying to run some things for, but he was feeding off a lot of double teams and skip passes, and now you see him trying to create something in the one-on-one. Not exactly his bag.
Couple of subs in for the first time tonight for the Buffaloes. Elijah Malone has checked in, so has Ruffin. Here is Javon Ruffin.
You're going to give Malone a touch in the post. He's a big guy with good hands. He can back most defenders down. See if they try to get it inside.
Son Jope also in the game for Colorado. A Ruffin three-point shot. And off the bench comes Javon Ruffin to knock it down, and Colorado gets their first lead.
Ruffin, not really a bench player by design. He's a guy who can start and give you big buckets.
Sar, a jab step on Jope, back out, Miro Little. Sar once again. Step back, that's a long two, and as Sar hit the deck, Jope saying, hey man, I didn't touch him. That's going to be a foul.
When you've got these fives that are out there setting the screen, you got to help your teammate out a little bit more. You can't stay buried in there. Keller's got to come out and contest. Hedge on that screen. Nice knockdown there by Ruffin.
And Ruffin has started 5 games of now the 20 that he has played for Colorado. He definitely seems to fit that role of spark off the bench for Colorado.
Yeah, and I think when you're Colorado and you've played well in certain nights and just can't get wins in the league, Tad Boyle's doing different things with the lineup, and when you've got a solid player that's going to be effective no matter when you put him in the game, gives you an opportunity to start other guys and then pull with the chemistry to see if you can get it going.
Well, Utah missed their first 5 free throws tonight. They hit one there, and you and I even had a conversation with head coach Craig Smith earlier today. He said, hey, look, we haven't shot free throws well. Only 63% on the year. We probably didn't anticipate they'd miss their first 5 tonight. Here's Malone, spin move towards the basket, but there was little with the backside help, and gets the strip and the steal. Trying to get it down low to Keller, but dribbles out of bounds, and a Utah turnover, their second.
And in a game like this, Mark, turnovers will tell the tale. Both coaches couldn't help but talk about how many turnovers they have and how that's an issue in most of the games that they don't win. It's turnovers usually are the likely cause, and I know it's cliche, it makes all the sense in the world, but the team with the fewest turnovers probably going to walk out of here with a W tonight.
Yeah, it was certainly a common theme between both head coaches chatting with them today. They say, hey, some games we would really shoot it well, defend well, but we'd have 19 or 20 turnovers. It's hard to win that way. Yakimovsky high off the glass. Loose ball run down by Keller. Up ahead now for Little. Miro across. Wallin, a three. And then underneath, Keller goes tumbling underneath the basket.
And I think they're going to take a look at this foul to see if it was malicious intent.
Gregory Nixon comes over the table and says, yeah, that's a flagrant one.
A flagrant one.
It was definitely excessive contact. The flagrant one assessed to Elijah Malone. It's going to put Keller at the line for a couple of free throws and possession for the Utes.
And I understand the thinking. Keller had prime real estate for that offensive rebound, and you didn't want him to get it. But you can't go overboard with the hockey check into the glass. That's a little much. And the free throw woes for the Utes continue. They are atrocious from the line to start this game.
1 for 7. Keller only his 15th and 16th free throw attempts of the season. And he's at 40% on the year. So yeah, this is a 5-5 game. About 6.5 minutes into it, and Utah's 1 for 8 from the line.
Weak side position, and Keller gets knocked out of there. Easy call.
Fired into the corner. That's a three for Madsen that would not have counted anyway because he stepped on the sideline.
Oh, the Utes had a wide open three they missed. They got 2 free throws they missed. Then they step out of bounds. An empty possession for Utah at a time where they should be making hay, and it's just still 5-5.
Utes haven't had a field goal in about 4 minutes. A turnover, their third of the game. From the corner, Ruffin. Javon Ruffin has been the answer off the bench so far tonight for the Buffaloes.
Colorado will run their sets. They will weave and run and stagger screen, and right there Ruffin ran all over the court and ended up with a good look.
He's knocked down 2 threes, so he has 6 of their 8 points. Utes looking for their first field goal in about 4.5 minutes, and they get it there from their primary source, Gabe Madsen.
Madsen's kind of had to make his own luck this season in terms of shot selection. Last year they spread the court, they had a great inside presence, and he was the recipient of a lot of wide open looks, but right there makes a nice play in the one-on-one.
Ruffin takes it back to middle of the floor. Off the cut. And R.J. Smith, number 5 in the game for the Buffaloes. Ruffin with 3 to shoot. Another 3, and that one's well off the right side. And rebound for Keanu Dawes of the Utes. Taylor transfer, Miro Little. Dawes. Nice rebound for Hassan Diop, native of Senegal. It's an open 3 from the right side, and that's well long out of the hands of Felix Caceres.
Now, he had way more time. He could have set himself. He was wide open on that.
Little using a Keller screen. He rolls. Keller lays it in. First bucket of the night for Zach Keller. Transfer from Wake Forest.
Coach Craig Smith with 4 fresh bodies at the scorer's table, ready to sub guys out.
Malone gives it back to Ruffin. Malone thinking about that 3, but Diop's the one to take it with 4 on the shot clock. Run out. Jake Willeen lost the handle. Making 4 turnovers for the Utes.
A lot of missed opportunities in a 2-point game. You kind of feel like the first team to make a run is going to be in great position here tonight. They've got opportunities in the paint that they're just overlooking right now. If you're Colorado, Malone trying to get big, but they're running staggers for their shooters. The Utes are switching everything and double teaming the paint.
Saris going over the top there for Malone. Nice find to Jope, but reaching a foul there committed by the Utes Dawes. Hi for Gabe Matson with the Utes, and his brother Mason joins them this year. Transfers in from Boston College. Mason, by the way, is 2 minutes older than his twin brother Gabe Matson. Definitely a sloppy start. Little missed free throws on one side as Jope hits from the line there and makes this a 1-point game.
You don't want to regret these missed free throws and missed opportunities. If this one ends up being a tight game, I think coaches will go back and look at those plays, missed opportunities.
Hammond, he should have had that. Sharp jumps back in the game for the Utes. Harrison Carrington has checked in for the first time in the game for the Buffaloes, number 31 in black. Nice pass underneath, and there's the other twin. Mason Madsen lays it in.
Nearly a whole new lineup out there. Just 2 starters with some reserves for Utah, and Coach Smith trying to kickstart some intensity. That's a great find.
A nice feed by Cantor Dawes, who got the assist on that Mason Madsen made bucket.
You know, a lot of times players always come to the ball, and the more effective thing is to go away from the ball. Little back cut, easy too.
Mason Madsen runs it into the front court. He had Smith right on his hip, gets underneath the basket, and Carrington comes crashing down right on his back.
Oh, I like the energy Mason Madsen's bringing to the game. Checks in, gets a bucket, transition, forcing the issue. And this pump fake is a good idea, but man, it's a hard foul.
Harrison Carrington got up in the air, and Mason Madsen made him pay.
I think Coach Smith will be having an emergency practice tomorrow morning. Free throws.
They might have to have one at halftime.
They're leaving a lot of money on the table early.
They are indeed. 1 for 9 from the line. Oh, derisive applause from the Utes fans here. Happy to see one of those free throws go in. Dak, that jab step. Yakimovsky had the first bucket of the game for the Buffaloes. Smith launches the 3. And Lovering and Dak going for the rebound there. And I think Lovering, yes, it will be Austin Lovering who picks up the personal foul, his first.
You know, he talked about Hammond as the leading scorer for the Buffs, but their offense is kind of offense by committee. Yakimovsky needs to be a little more aggressive as he's one of their better shooters. He can post up, he can attack the rim, but he can't just hide. He's got to go seek out the ball and make things happen.
Here is Yakimovsky, 5 to shoot. He's going to have to put it up here, trying to get past Lovering, gets underneath. That ball didn't get to the rim, and here comes the Utes. Sharp jumps. Got Hunter Erickson in the game now, number 0 for the Utes. Lovering in the lane, 1 dribble, goes up with the left hand. And Yakimovsky skying for the rebound.
Both teams playing a similar style of offense, 4 out and 1 in.
Yakimovsky off the heel on that 3-point attempt. in over 5 minutes since Colorado's hit a field goal.
And they're down 4.
Yeah, that's the good news.
That's insane. It's insane. They've been on a streak, and there's a sloppy pass. They turn it over. Colorado has numbers if they want to be aggressive. I think they're going to back it out and run their set. It's just a 4-point game. Both teams capable of playing much better.
Hammond, a kick, a Smith three, a little bit long. Yakimovsky aggressively going after the rebound. Well, they're going to say that was touched last by the Utes. And the crowd disagrees, but we come to a timeout. Buffs ball out of the timeout.
It's a weird place to be in for either coach. You know your teams are capable of playing better. And as of right now, we got a 4-point game, so you're not really paying for your mistakes. You're not paying for the turnovers. There's another turnover. The missed free throws, 12 missed free throws so far. There was a blown layup. I mean, it's just one of those situations where you want your guys to wake up and start playing clean basketball.
Madsen. At least a glancing blow to the face there. And Mason's going to go to the line.
And Mason's kind of the only guy on the floor that's bringing that extra energy. Yeah. Gets the ball in the corner, attacks the rim, going up in traffic, and right here gets his own rebound, draws the foul.
And right now, he gets the gold star at the free throw line for the Utes because he's 1 of 2 from the line tonight.
Did you really just give out a gold star? That's a first.
That was some sarcasm. Yeah.
No, I like that. I like that. That's how you motivate the toddlers in preschool,
yeah,
right?
I was going to say, it took me right back to kindergarten.
Gold star for Mason. Or Madsen, I'm sorry. Oh, Mason Madsen.
And now, it's 2 for 3 from the line.
Colorado just 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. They've had some wide open opportunities.
6-point lead. This is the largest lead of the game for the Utes. Dak going to put it up from near the right elbow and score.
Well, you can see Colorado is going to react to the double team on the block. Utah is going to switch everything and then double the post up. And can Colorado recognize who's open?
Lovering. A couple of long strides from the 7'1" senior. And lays it up and in and has a chance for a 3-point play.
Right here, there's the double team on the block. Nice little pocket pass, and Dak makes it happen from the high post. At the other end, this is great. No indecision, just attack the rim, good body control. And now,
yes,
the hard part, the free throw.
0 for 4 so far tonight.
I'm sorry, that should not count. That should not count if you don't announce it beforehand. But it will count.
Oh. Maybe in his mind he called that one. Deflection by Little. Asar. Lovering comes away with it, and here come the Utes.
Big possession here for Utah. A bucket here could change things. I think Colorado would have to burn a timeout if they fell down 9 or 10.
Lovering shoots over Malone off the right side. Rebounded off the deck there by Yakimovsky. Baskin. Yakimovsky. He's going to shoot the 3. And it's out of bounds to Utah. Utah 6 for 15 from the field, so that's 40%. And just 5 of 13 from the line. Sar, bounce pass out for Madsen. Gabe towards the baseline. Little skips it to Asar to the corner. Walleen tried the kiss. Second opportunity good and 1.
You work with the young basketball players in camps and clinics. You tell them, hey, always follow your shot. And this is what we mean. You let it go and you miss. You don't just stand there. Stay with it. It's the hoop and the harm. The Utes trying to pull away here.
Jake Willeen making his 8th consecutive start tonight. 13th overall start on the season. Completes that three-point play. And like that, it is a 10-point lead now for Utah. Colorado just one of their last 10 from the floor. Ruffin gave him 6 quick points after coming off the bench. Monchi. Sarr's been very aggressive defensively, and Monchi couldn't get that really anywhere close to over the rim.
Now, Colorado's a team, they normally create good looks for each other offensively, and they're really stagnant, a little too much in the one-on-one.
Willeen. Gabe Matson uses that left-hand dribble, switches to the right, circles underneath. Lovering underneath. Sarr got it. Ezra with his 2nd field goal of the night, and an 8-0 run here for the Utes. They've opened up the lead to a dozen. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Akimovsky finds the bottom of the net there. He'd had some open looks.
Little sigh of relief right there for him. He's had a ton of open looks. Finally gets one to drop, and you know, you want to keep pace with Utah. Both coaches will have a lot to discuss at halftime, but the cold shooting from Colorado, the story, they've had a ton of looks, just haven't been able to connect.
Quick pass to Lovering and one. Sarr just a quick touch pass, and Lovering able to finish, and he's going to go back to the line. Transferring in to Colorado as a grad transfer. Out of the timeout, we have Lovering looking to finish off a 3-point play for Utah. Unable to do so. It stays an 11-point edge for the Utes.
The Bucks really need to focus on the final 4 minutes of this half and try to cut into this lead. Not let this game get away from them. They've had some shooting woes, but if they can get defensive stops and cut into this lead, it might make a difference.
Ruffin. Tell you what, he has been the guy off the bench for them tonight. Darren George stops play here. And is going to call a foul, apparently, on Utah.
And this is a nice piece of officiating right now. A couple guys got tangled up, and there was some shoving, and he didn't like what he saw. So he quickly blew the whistle, talked to both players, and looks like the ball will go back to Colorado. Under the basket, you're going to watch Little. They get locked up, and they're a little shove. What they call extracurricular.
That was, and it gives the ball back to the Buffaloes. That bucket for Ruffin did count, so it's a 25-16 game. So a chance here, possibly get 4 or more points. This trip down the floor, technically for Colorado. And now the shot clock's at 4, and it's a Hammond drive, tough shot off the glass, batted out. The shot clock expires right about the time that it bounced out of bounds and was going to go to Utah anyway. Akimovsky and the Buffaloes. 3 minutes left in this first half, only 16 points. Erickson quickly swings it to Matson in the corner. Sarr batting at that rebound attempt, and we're going to get that one on Trevor Baskin.
Yeah, Baskin's having a hard time keeping him off that weak side glass, and Sarr did a great job of being active and getting his hands on the ball, and he'll get 2 free throws with them being in the bonus now.
And Sarr has 5 rebounds here in the first half. 5 points. The Atlanta native.
Very interesting free throw stance from Asar. Has his feet offset and pointed away from the rim. Not a lot of players shoot like that, and I know because that's how I used to shoot them.
You did, really?
My coaches, my high school coaches, used to go crazy. I would point my feet to the side, one foot in front of the other.
I'm wondering if
his hips are lined up, pointing away from the hoop, and he's shooting across his body. But he gets the result.
maybe he watched some old YouTube videos of Arizona back in the 90s and said,
oh, no,
hey.
no. Coach O got all that out of my system.
Okay,
all right. That was high school.
Okay.
And that stuff's on VHS, so I know he didn't see that.
Probably have to explain what VHS is to some folks out there.
Don't say that.
And you got Dak. Ruffins had the best first half for the Buffs. That's a rounded out. Von 8 points in this first half. He has 8 of their 16. Gabe Matson feeds the 7-footer Lovering, but then he fires it and it's picked off by Bengot Dak.
Good hands by Dak. Opportunity for transition for Colorado.
Jope got it.
They get a quick bucket there. The first real transition bucket of the night. And like I said, for the Buffs, single digits is a moral victory for Colorado. They have not played well in the half court. I'm sure Coach Boyle will go over some things with him here shortly, but you don't want to give away too many buckets.
That's Dawes. Hits it off the heel and a Jope rebound. Buffs were down 12 at one point, have cut that to 9. A chance to put that even further here. Ruffin, pocket pass. Jope turns, shoots, got another one.
Boy, he is really coming along nicely in terms of player development. Nice little step back in the lane, and well, look now, we got a 7-point game.
Utah's now gone about 2.5.
Yeah, and this isn't a possession where the Utes have to get a bucket, but if you're Craig Smith, you want a bucket here just to kind of calm things down before halftime. Little mini run by the Buffs. There's the stagger from Madsen.
There's Gabe Madsen. He has brother Mason also in there right now. And a drive and up and in for Keller.
Good patience right there. The beautiful pass.
Out of that timeout, they get a bucket and increase it back to 9 as we're under a minute to play in the first half. Akimovsky, then away from the ball, you got Dawes and Dak. We're going to call that on Keanu Dawes.
Great guards. They've got everything you need to make a deep run in March. And that trip to Lubbock, Texas, very few teams are able to go in there and come out with a win. That's for sure.
And that's turned into a really good home court advantage for Tech, really since the early Chris Beard days there.
Tech with the win at Houston. Now they know they can do anything.
Nice pass. Dak underneath Jope. Oh, missed the bunny.
Beautiful execution, and they just don't convert. Colorado with a chance to push this back to 10 before half. I'm sorry, Utah.
And hold it for the final shot here. Down to 2 seconds. Madsen got it at the horn. Gabe Madsen knocked second half here from Salt Lake City for the Buffs.
Well, Mark, you and I both know both teams are capable of playing a better half of basketball. The million-dollar question is which team will do that. Colorado can knock down some shots and get some stops. They'll be right back in this. Meanwhile, the Utes want to continue on, try to use their best players and get them in scoring opportunities.
There is Lawson Lovering trying to back down Baskin. Madsen gives it back to Lovering. Dak got those long arms in the passing lane and creates a steal.
Yeah, you think you have a passing lane, and then he just takes everything away around the rim. A player whose development is really been substantial over the last few weeks.
Hammond had a quiet first half. In fact, he was scoreless in the first half, 0 for 3. William Hammond, who came in as the leading scorer for the Buffaloes this year at 14 a game, and a turnover on their first possession.
Both teams with turnovers, and Colorado team still searching for their first win in conference play.
One minute gone here in the second half. Madsen, a kick to the corner, Asar. Utah now 2 of 5 from beyond the arc tonight. Dak. Oh! Thank God Dak drains his 9th made 3 of the season. Five points for Dak. Gets it back into single digits for the Buffaloes. Wallin, Lovering faces up on Dak. Looks to back him down and then spun around and took an extra stride.
Right now, Dak trying to get some things going, and why not? Defenders playing off you, hands are down. Little jab step, pull up from deep. Trying to give the Buffs some life. 3 empty possessions for the Utes to come out to start this half. Now it's Colorado trying to build off a Dak 3 to see if they can create some momentum.
Away from the ball, we're going to get a whistle along the baseline.
Now Yakimovsky needs to up his level of energy running around. Him coming off stagger screens and pin downs, that's good offense. And right there they caught grabbing on his jersey. But he's got to be willing to run around and create opportunities. He's a great shooter.
Here is Yakimovsky. Dak. Right back to Andre.
Baskin also a capable scorer for the Buffs, and there's a good straight line take off the glass.
Sebastian Rancic, the Slovakia native. His first bucket of the night. Colorado's come out and scored the first 5 points of the half.
We knew the shooting woes wouldn't continue the way they had been. They just have to stick with it. Dak contests from deep, gets a piece of it. Lovering has it taken away, and look out, the Buffs. Little defense and now some transition. They've got the mismatch inside with Dak. If they can find it, there they go to it. Madsen knocks it away.
Too high for Dak, and the other way. That is going to be the offensive foul on Ezra Asar.
Boy, that was a great play by Hammond. He sees all these white shirts coming at him. He just holds his ground and gets hit. I don't know if he had completely come to a stop, but he was definitely vertical. And the empty trips continue for the Utes here in the second half. Unable to even get a shot attempt that time.
Second foul on Asar. He and Lovering each with 2 fouls for Utah. Utes, who they look at each other.
Dak went up for that rebound and they knocked it out of his hand. It's going to stay with Colorado.
Crowd sees the replay on the Jumbotron and voices their displeasure. Now before the inbounds, Lovering is going to get called for a foul. So that's going to be number 3 on Lawson Lovering, and he's the first player on either team to 3 fouls tonight.
And they're about to let Coach Craig Smith know that's his 3rd, and this is going to bring up Keller from the bench, and that's a call you don't want to make just 3 minutes into the half, and he gets caught tied up trying to keep Dak from getting that screen and roll. And some interesting things going on here in the early minutes. A little Colorado consistency and some foul trouble. Things getting a little chippy out there.
The former Colorado Buffalo, Lovering to the bench, and now Dak, with Keller defending him, goes right to the bucket.
Dak starting to heat up for Colorado, and now 2-possession game. And another turnover for the Utes. Still a goose egg in the opening 4 minutes, or 3 minutes of this half. Coach Craig Smith going to his bench, not at all pleased with what he's seeing.
Well, Corey, Utah's had 6 possessions to start the second half, and 5 of those 6 possessions have ended with a turnover.
There's a lot of cliches in college basketball, and one of them is the opening minutes of the second half are really important. Every coach in the country says that because it's true. You can't come out of the locker room flat. You've got to stay focused.
Colorado taking advantage with some points off turnover here. Dak to the corner, and it's rolled out of bounds. And now Colorado returns the favor and turns it over for a 6th time.
I mean, as slow as this game has been for Colorado offensively, for it to only be a 2-possession game, Coach Tad Boyle over there keeping his calm, keeping his guys focused, and another turnover for the Utes.
Madsen thought he got fouled by Hammond, but it's played into the corner for Yakimovsky.
Yeah, Yakimovsky's got to shoot that, and they're going to draw another foul. Basket on the post up, and Colorado playing with some urgency.
Colorado ball out of the timeout.
If I'm Colorado, I try to post Malone and create some opportunities out of that. He's a good passer out of the post. They're bringing him to the block with a cross screen. Ball goes inside.
Malone loses it. It'll be scooped up by Madsen.
And that's why I'm not a head coach.
This is the 8th possession of the half for Utah. That was just the 3rd shot attempt and their first made field goal, first points of the second half.
Yeah, Utah definitely had to clean up the offensive effort coming out of that timeout. They've been careless with the ball and allowed Colorado to get some momentum.
The Madsen brothers have combined for 14 points tonight for Utah. Mason with 8, and now Gabe with 6. A Utah foul. That's going to go on Gabe.
His second 15 foul for the Utah Utes. Number 23.
Nice shot right here. Good ball movement. Colorado goes 2 men on the ball and no men on the Madsen twin, Mason, and he knocks it down. Coaches always want their players to be vocal, talk to each other. That way you don't end up with 2 defenders on the ball and a wide open 3.
Look at the twins again. Mason 2 minutes older than brother Gabe.
Gabe tells him I score more, but Mason says I do it better. Shoot a better percentage.
That 2 minutes means a lot in the birth order process. Keller shooting over Zope and gets it to go. Keller's seeing some more time here with Lovering on the bench with 3 fouls for Utah.
Yeah, it's really going to be a question of can the Utes avoid some of the things in the way they started to happen. There's a deflection, live ball turnover. See if they can make hay in transition. They're going to.
And brother to brother. How about that? Mason assists brother Gabe for Gabe Madsen's 3-pointer.
That's typical Utah basketball. Get the turnover, get in transition. Somebody named Madsen will make it all right for you.
And since that Utah timeout, Corey, Utah's hit 3 consecutive shots, but there's a response from Javon Ruffin, who really has been a big story tonight in a Colorado offense that hadn't had a lot going on.
Yeah, that was a huge shot right there because the crowd was into it. It was the largest lead, I think, of the game, and Malone's gonna. The no layup policy is in effect for the Buffs. Utah trying to create some offense, a little dribble handoff. Early pull up in the possession, but he knocks it down anyway. And then right here from the logo, Ruffin says, I'll take all 3 of those. Silences the crowd, turns it back into an 8-point game.
Free throw gives Gabe 10 points tonight. He's the first into double digits for Utah. And we just saw Javon Ruffin for Colorado. He's the first in double figures for the Buffs with 11. Gabe knocks down both. Colorado was able to get it back within 5, but now suddenly it's double digits once again for Utah for 42-32. Hammond 3 looking for his first points of the night. He had missed his first 4 from the field, but knocks that down.
You see how easy it is for him, and you're kind of like, if you're a Buffs fan, you know, why don't we get more of that? But he's got to run the team, and I'll say sometimes maybe he does need to call his own number a few more times than he does.
Keller trying to back down Malone. Tough 3. Missed everything that time from Gabe Madsen. Keller bumps into Malone, puts it off the glass and scores.
Keller starting to come alive. He's got some size. They went to him when they had some foul trouble with Lovering, and he's been able to deliver.
Zach Keller, 4 of 4 from the field, 8 points.
They got a mismatch in the paint, but the Bucks just can't seem to search it out. We talked about Utah switching everything. That's how you end up with Dawes on Ruffin.
Hammond tries another 3, a rebound by Malone. Ruffin spots up. A little bit short. Keller thought he had the rebound. He and Malone go crashing into the corner. Both get up and go back to their respective corners, and it's good hard play going for the rebound.
That's great hustle right there. You don't give up. You see Malone battling. The ball's loose. Both bodies on the floor. Both coaches got to love that kind of effort from their big men getting down on the floor.
Yeah, great effort on both sides there. And it is Utes ball. Malone takes a seat. Elijah's played minutes so far tonight. Madsen. Yakimovsky has Dak up ahead. Gives it to Bangat. And he travels. That's now 10 turnovers for the Buffaloes.
They had a 2 against 4. I don't know why they were trying to press the issue. It sounds like they got what they needed. Just come out, run the offense, back it out, but going a little too fast at times.
Erickson down the lane, stopped and sealed off there by Jope. Gabe Madsen fadeaway, crashing the boards and missing to put back his Dawes, but he's fouled. And somehow Keanu Dawes came crashing in late and came away with that board. And he's going to shoot 2. We'll come out of the timeout. It's Keanu Dawes shooting 2. Swishes the first. Yakimovsky, 1 of 2 for Dawes there. Yakimovsky into the lane, kick to the corner, 3, Ranchik, good. Sebastian Ranchik.
And he is lightning in a bottle. You talk about a guy who can really fill it up, and Coach Tad Boyle's been impressed with his progress this season. He's a scorer. And right now the Bucks have a lineup out there of guys who can all get buckets. We'll see if they're able to create some momentum.
Keller in and out with a 3-point attempt. That's his first miss of the night. He had hit his first 4 attempts from the field, had all been 2-point attempts. Dak lays it in.
Coach Tad Boyle up, applauding his team, telling them to keep fighting, and he got a 2-possession game just like that.
Colorado, man, they're hanging in.
Well, this particular lineup, everybody's a threat. The question is, are they going to play defense and are they going to rebound? Great outstretched arms right there by Dak to contest, and the Buffs are up again, and they're going to put this in the rim.
Trying to lob, and Dak never really had control, but
they got a whistle. We're wondering when we're going to see some offensive consistency, a nice penetration kick and a stick in the corner to get things started. And the next possession, Baskin with a beautiful draw and a dime. They get the 2 points.
Called Baskin for a foul, by the way. That's his third. We got Lawson Lovering back in the game. He'd been out for a while after picking up his third foul, and he gets deep, and Dak blocks another one away.
Boy, Dak has altered so many shots for Colorado, whether he's jumping out at three-pointers or getting a hand on guys trying to get layups. This particular Buffs lineup looked like they may be trying to make it happen here.
Second block of the game for Dak.
No, that's the third block.
There's
right
number 3. Exactly.
And he's getting out ahead of the break for the jam. Dak doing it all. And I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm not used to saying that.
Wow, and Dak Prescott shot across the bow.
I'm in pain. Taking matters into his own hands, being a little more aggressive, but shooting a good percentage, and maybe you'll start to see the other Buffs come to life, and the Utes starting to pay for some of the mistakes they were making earlier. Colorado catching up, and there's an errant shot off the glass, but he stays with it.
And for Gabe Madsen, persistence pays off. He's now in double figures with 11 points. Baskin out for Ruffin. Around and out. On cheek. I'm going to call a foul as that ball was bouncing out of bounds. Our baseline official, Greg Nixon, calling that one. Going to get number 10. Lead on the foul. Gabe Madsen out. You see Miro Little check back in. In for Dak, he just couldn't get it off the bounce on the inbounds. Asar adjusting and took some contact there with Trevor Baskin, and Trevor picks up the foul there, and that's his 4th. Baskin, first player tonight to hit 4 personals.
Number 2, Ezra Asar.
Able to just completely point his feet towards midcourt. That worked too. Basket coming out with 4 personals.
And the interesting thing about that is when he actually plays, you know he squares up. But for free throws, you see the staggered stance across the body.
Missed the second, but the long rebound. Will lead going after it. Took a shot to the side of the head. He and Ruffin just going after that loose ball. It's going to be Colorado ball.
And if I'm the Utes and Coach Craig Smith, this is just too close for comfort as they go to a 2-3 zone. And they're inviting Colorado to attempt some inside-out threes. And Colorado's got a lineup full of guys who can shoot. And now it breaks into a man.
Joe, that's a long 2, and he got that one off the heel, and it just stumbled through. Lovering hands off. Sharp jumps. Open 3 left side. Little. And crash of the boards. Andrei Yakimovsky.
And you get the feeling if that drops, we got a different ball game. Good look for Colorado to get a stop and a good look.
That could have made it a 1-point game.
Yeah, and there's great defense by Yakimovsky, and he gets it off of Asar.
Asar is saying to Darren George, the baseline official, hey, Yakimovsky sold you that the call was off my leg.
I think that ball may have ricocheted off his shin and went out of bounds. Take another look. That ball did hit him on the leg. This 2-3 zone, after a couple of passes, turns into man-to-man. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to get them to run their zone offense.
And a push by Wallin as they were about to give up the easy lay into Zope, and that's going to be number 3 on Jake Wallin.
Nice little penetration, drop-off pass, and that's a good foul. You never give up the easy layup, especially not in a close game like this.
Zope drains the first.
And Mark, this has been the story for Colorado much of the season, especially when you talk about Big 12 play. They've had stretches of basketball where they've been really good, but the wind just escapes them. And now here, with 8 minutes remaining on the road, it's a 2-point game. Colorado trying to get their first league win. Do you think it could happen tonight?
Hey, it's a 2-point game, and there's just under 8 minutes to go.
So now you've got an 8-point game on the road. You're only down 2. All bets are off. If they can get some momentum, they may be able to steal this one. But Utah needs to regain form and try to close the door.
Sard tried to get it down low to Lovering, who fouled before the shot, which did go in, but won't foul on the floor. All right. Beat Boise State, then had a classic game against Florida. They won 102-100 when KJ Simpson had a jumper at the buzzer, then lost to Marquette by 4, trying to get to the Sweet 16 last year. That was a dangerous Colorado squad. 3 players went to the league, 2 of them drafted in the first round, the other in the second.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, I'll say it because Tad would never, but the Colorado program, he and his coaching staff are kind of sometimes a victim of their own success. I mean, he finds players and develops them, and he sends a ton of guys to the NBA that come through his program. Going all the way back to Derek White, guys like that. He always has guys that are going to the league, and he has to rebuild, but he does it with a smile, loves his kids, says he has a great group of guys. They let him coach him, and he's one of the top coaches in the country because he knows how to find talent, but more importantly, he's very knowledgeable. Builds a great system.
Yeah, I'll second that. He's an outstanding coach. Madsen can't connect on that free throw. So the lead is 3 for the Utes.
A little too close for comfort if you're Utah. You want to put some separation. Colorado, we said they are in desperation mode. They're searching for a win. This would be huge for them.
Zope 3, that was for the tie, and rebound by Asar. Bounce pass ahead. Jake Wallin trying to get it back to Asar. He couldn't handle the pass, which was just a tad low, and lost it out of bounds.
Just me, or as Asar got a little Kawhi Leonard-ish. I mean, when you look at the way he's built, he's strong, he's a taller guard, but he can play the 4. Got a little bit of a handle, a little outside jumper.
Hopefully Asar stays healthier than Kawhi.
I've played more NBA games than Kawhi this season.
Ruffin wasn't ready for that. It's unfortunate they didn't lose it. Trying to get it back to Zope, and Lovering having none of that.
That's just a sloppy pass. You don't throw a pass like that. So you got a clean lane. And here's the one-on-one in the block with Lovering. Takes it right to the rim.
Able to time at that time to get it over Dak. Bumps it up to a 2-possession game.
Nice move by Lovering to get deep and get Dak all the way under the basket.
9 points for Lovering, 4-7 from the field. Kick to the corner, Ruffin. 3. He's fouled by Gabe Madsen, and Javon Ruffin will shoot 3 free throws.
We're going to see the contact up top as Madsen lost track of him and whacks him right on the wrist, and that ball almost went in anyway.
First trip to the line tonight for Ruffin. He's a 78% foul shooter on the year. has knocked down the first two. Baskin with 4 fouls is going to take back place on the floor for Colorado. Sar to the Utah bench.
And with this lineup right here, Lovering and Madsen need to be the offensive catalyst for the Utes.
Utes have hit 2 of their last 10 from the field. Madsen. That's an Erickson 3 out front.
Solid defense right there by the Bucks. They've got a chance to cut into this lead. They've got the mismatch, but a sloppy pass. Great deflection by Erickson. Utah gets the ball back.
Each team now has 13 turnovers tonight. A lot of dribbling by Mike. Sharp jumps. Madsen gives it up. Lovering fouled. Can't get it to drop. Ruffin fouled him, and Lovering's going to shoot a pair.
Mark, in a situation like this, you're starting to wonder about that free throw percentage with Lovering. But a good roll, good vision, give it up to the big fella, and he attacks the rim. Going to head to the line with a chance to build on this lead. One possession game.
See the free throws on the night. Utah missed what was their first 6 attempts of the game. Lovering was involved in 4 of those. He's 1 of 6 from the line tonight. Yakimovsky checks back in. All right, now if you're Colorado, you're definitely going to put Lovering at the line and not give him an easy look down low.
I was going to let you say it. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, that might be your best defense is fouling Lovering, and if he goes 1 for 2, if you get some offensive productivity, this game could get tight really quick.
And off Ruffin. Slipping a little bit, but trying to get to the rim and just didn't finish it. But
wow, amazing.
Trevor Baskin, what body control. In the air with one hand, just flipped that baby in on the rebound.
Hammond out there playing tenacious defense, and Utah has to handle this pressure.
Madsen, 3. Got it! And a big shot for the Utes as Colorado had gotten it within 2.
That is a huge shot, relieving a lot of pressure. A 1 possession game, and all of a sudden Madsen pushes it back to 5.
Baskin got his own miss again, and we'll go to the line for a 3-point opportunity.
Outstanding effort by Baskin to stay with it. He'll have a chance for 3 the hard way. One of those teams that can strike fast. They've got shooters, but they've been unbelievably cold. They've had turnovers. We talked to Coach Boyle about that earlier, and he said that's been their plague this year. 4 minutes remaining. A missed free throw there by Baskin.
The lead stays at 3 with under 4 minutes to go in Salt Lake City. Like sharp jumps. Madsen to the rim, blocked by Dak, his 4th block of the game, and a very late goaltend call, which they can go check right away here. Yeah, they're going to count it. It is a goaltend. So it is a 5-point lead now. I'd say that was just a fraction of a second.
Dak couldn't believe it. He wanted the block. He was confident that he got it before it hit glass.
Well, that's a play where DJ Carstensen makes that call, knowing that they can basically stop playing immediately. Look at the replay. Baskin misses a 3, and it's out of bounds to Utah.
Wide open look there for Baskin. Now Colorado finds himself in a situation where they really need to stop here if they're going to try to make a run. And if you're Utah, you have to play strong with the ball, take everything to the rim.
So they're going to put Utah at the line for 1-and-1. Like sharp jumps. First trip to the line tonight. 68% on the year, 17-25. And he misses the front end, but Lovering gets the offensive rebound. And an Erickson three's on the way.
That's a big time shot by Erickson. You make that and you're a hero. You miss it and the coach is like, hey, we should have ran more time. But little hero ball right there by Erickson. And the Utes with some of that breathing room they've been looking at, or looking for, I should say.
Bumps it up to 8 with under 3 minutes to go. Now the Bucks need the hoop. Ruffin dumps it off. Basket denied. Dak, no. Lovering a rebound. Took a little contact there. Actually some big contact. And now he's going to go back the other way to shoot again.
A couple of big plays going back to the goaltend. With this shot right here, they've got a fresh shot clock, but they waste no time. Dead on, dead center. Erickson nails it. Just like that, Colorado in position, Utah in position to go back up 10. They can connect at the free throw line.
Connor Erickson, his first bucket of the night. Lovering back at the line, shooting 2 here. They're in the double bonus the rest of the way. Oh, the reaction from Lovering was.
The bench, his bench guys giving him a little sarcastic applause.
For the second time tonight, he banks in a free throw.
And now Colorado has to go. They got to get a good look from 3, and they got to play defense.
Good pass, but Ruffin reversed it and could not get it to fall. Asar! Oh my goodness. Ezra Asar. Just 2:26 to go. That would be a dagger tonight.
Athleticism off the charts. Asar trying to close the door here in Salt Lake City with a thunderous dunk for and one. He's flexing right on the camera.
He knows where the camera is. Short with the free throw. Loose and is able to get his own miss.
And the Utes just need to take their time here. They are in the home stretch, but turn it over.
Ooh, he stepped on the sideline. Madsen did. They could have eaten a lot more clock there had he not. But Utah's on a 9-0 run. Colorado's got to score quickly. Rounded out on a Hammond 3. Lovering rebound. And they foul Mike Sharp-Jumps to put him at the line and stop the clock with just over 2 minutes to go. So Colorado was sitting there in a 1-possession game when the goaltend went to review, and from that moment all of a sudden things have gone downhill for Colorado in a hurry.
Yeah, Basket made the and one and had a chance to cut it to 2, but missed the free throw, and it's been all downhill. They haven't put up a point since, and that's unfortunately been the story with Colorado. A solid effort, but just not getting the W's. And it's difficult when you look over and you see that record, because they're not a team that's an 0-for type team. They're a good program. They've got good players, but you got to close out games.
You know, on Sunday at TCU went on a late 15-2 run to decide that game by 11 points. Looks like a similar story and a similar ending here tonight. Sharp chance. Oh, they were trying to do some showtime with Asar. And a Colorado foul with 1:39 to go.
Well, they were headed for SC top 10 if they'd have been able to connect on that. A breakaway, he gives them a look, and they know he's unable to get it with the left.
Our jumps knocks down the first as Sebastian Ronchek take Andrei Yakimovsky's spot. Got Lovering over the back. And we'll go to the other end. Number 4 on Lovering. So it does allow Colorado, though down 14, have a chance to whittle away a little bit here with the clock stop. Colorado will host Houston on Saturday. Also here on ESPN Plus, 2 o'clock Mountain Time. Then after that, they go to Kansas. So the road is not an easy one for the Buffaloes. Looking for that first win.
They have a couple of tall orders because neither one of those teams is going to show them any mercy. But hey, that's why we play the games.
Nope, hits the second. Madsen trapped, ripped right away by Trevor Baskin, whose shot is partially blocked. And now Jake Willeen takes it into the front court and gives it to Madsen. Utah's going to go to Morgantown this weekend. They are at West Virginia on Saturday. ESPN Plus game as well. It's on at 3 o'clock Mountain Time.
Now, Mark, you know the rule in the Big 12 and in all leagues: defend your home court. And the Utes are certainly going to do that today. Able to turn things around in the final 4 minutes of this one.
And an and one opportunity just as the Utes had opened up their largest lead of the game of 15 points with under a minute to go now.
Good ball movement. Ball gets out top. Let her rip.
Free throw made to make it a 12-point game. Madsen will peel it back. Eat this clock, and Tad Boyle saying no foul. They're just going to play it out. But with 3 minutes left in this game, it was anybody's game. And then things just fell apart for Colorado at the end.
No, it certainly was. The Buffs had played themselves to a one-possession game and had an opportunity. But give the Utes a lot of credit. They bend, but they did not break as they drill another 3 to put the finishing touches on a nice home win in Big 12 play.
And it's going to take the Utes to 5-6 in conference play. And they drop the Buffaloes to 0-11.
Well, right now, Lenardi has 9 teams from the Big 12 getting in. I don't know if it'll stay there, but if Utah can continue on this winning path and somehow finish in the top 7 or 8 in the conference, they may be looking at some postseason action. It is possible.